TJ and I had the opportunity to sit down with a gold medal winning Olympian.
Yeah, and this one you remember, the champion sprinter for his historic protest against racial injustice on the Olympic podium. That was in 1968, and now he's co-authored a new graphic novel called Victory Stand, Raising My Fist for Justice. Check it out.
I leaped on top of the highest platform of that victory stand with the #1 placard in front of it and lifted both of my hands toward the heavens. It was time. I clenched that fist with the black glove so tight I could feel my knuckles pop and the tips of my nails pierce my palm.
You know, what a pleasure to welcome into the studio now, Mr. Tommie Smith himself. It is good to have you, brother. It is good to have you here. You look great. New book. We're celebrating that moment. But, man, we celebrate athletes for protesting now. But you remind people of what happened in your life and to your life. It took a while to recover after what is now celebrated. It wasn't all incense and candles after that for you.
No, TJ, it was not. Kind of a pariah type situation. After Mexico, people looked at it as something very violent, something that was negative toward the system. Not so. It was a cry for freedom. Plus, it represented those who had no platform, as I did. Running in college, I just ran. So I didn't want to go back to the cotton fields. My daddy told me, he said, boy, if you lose one race, you'll be out in this field with the rest of your brothers and sisters. And I said, okay, Daddy. And I didn't lose anymore. And that's from the 4th grade.
Wow.
I love that. I love that. And it's something we all can be reminded of. You mentioned 4th grade. That's when you started. And it was your sister. It was an incident involving your sister that got you running. Tell us about that. You write about it in your book.
Yeah. Sally, my sister, there was 12 kids. I'm number 7. Sally's a little above me. And she always loved what I did for some reason, because she always used to beat me up, for, just terrorize me. So in 4th grade, and she was in the 7th grade, the principal said, Sally, you have a brother? She said, yes. So he said, go get him out of class. Tell Mrs. Younger we need Tommie out here. And she came in and got me. As she passed the back door, of course, where I was sitting. Kids, don't sit in the back row. Don't get up front where you can hear it. Don't do that. She nudged me and said, come on out, Mr. Foof wants you out there to race me. So I went out and beat her for the first time. Beat her. She gave me a nickel. I became a professional in the 4th grade.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. And from then on, I always found me a seat front, did things that was necessary to understand, to provide, to indicate my interest in whatever affair it was in.
Can you tell, you recall a couple things here, the story of your dad telling you you don't want to go out here in the cotton field. That motivated you. You already had talent, clearly, but then something, you're telling the story now about the nickel, right? Those things that you found to motivate you. What, with kids these days, I say kids, but younger folks these days, having so many options and opportunity, they don't have to worry about necessarily going back to a cotton field. Where would you suggest? Where do you think they find their motivation to be the best self these days?
TJ, in the mirror.
Yeah.
Look at oneself. Look at yourself, kids, and say, I am somebody. And don't hesitate to move forward. Don't hesitate to be on the front lawn, on the front pad of things. Don't sit back and wait for someone else to do your work. Do your own work and clarify yourself as an individual. Don't be afraid to talk. I'm bringing these up because that's what I did. And notably, it curtailed my learning experience until I realized that you must be up front to get the good stuff, to get the front stuff, to be on the front row. Crossing the line in Mexico City, the front stuff, the good stuff.
It's not a surprise that you became an educator. You're continuing to teach through this book too. Tommie Smith, thank you so much for joining us today. Victory Stand is out now.
Well, hey there, GMA fans. Robin Roberts here. Thanks for checking out our YouTube channel. Lots of great stuff here. So go on, click the subscribe button right over here to get more of awesome videos and content from GMA every day, anytime. We thank you for watching, and we'll see you in the morning on GMA.